the number one shocker to people when they really want to get healthy is that it takes time. People need to give themselves a break and cut themselves some slack. People get healthy through a process. So I'm not going to be able to tell you to do something. I mean, so here's an example that my pastor used, and I loved it. He said that something like 90%, maybe it was higher than that, of all New Year's resolutions that people make, they quit on those things by the 1st of February. Because they start out at the gate like a thoroughbred when the great gate's been lifted, but it is not a sprint, it is a marathon. Good health is so we're either every day we're either making choices to make us healthier or make us sicker. We're either feeding health or we're feeding illness. That's the bottom line. And nobody's perfect. You know, I try to tell my clients, and I like I said, I'm not a doctor. I can't prescribe or diagnose or make any claims, but it has been proven over and over again that when people work with health coaches or work with accountability partners, so like I remember the old Weight Watchers, you know, you'd have the meetings and there would be a health coach of sorts there. You know, you'd come in and you'd have a weigh-in and everyone would talk about their successes, because one of the things that people have to understand is that nobody will ever, so when people come to me, they're feeling defeated. Most of the time they're feeling defeated. They're coming to me and they're spending money that they really don't have you know what I mean, they think that they don't have. So they're making an investment in themselves and they don't understand why they just can't eat salads on their own all day long. But being healthy isn't just about eating salads. It's about spending time in the sun and having that vitamin D. It's about taking really great vitamins and supplements because our land, our soil is depleted. It's about choosing the organic when you can, financially, or when it's available over the conventionally grown. It's about drinking fresh water, not just out of water bottles that have been sitting so that the plastic leaches into your water. There's so many things going around and going on, and I don't want to make people paranoid. That's the last thing I want to do. You're going to have to live on this world no matter what. So, I mean, we can do our best to try to stay healthy but ultimately it's just going to be making sensible choices more often than not. So like when someone comes to me, actually it's so funny, one of my clients, one of the first things she asked me was, when can she have a cheat day? And I was like, well, we haven't even started anything yet. And I'm not a nutritionist or you know, registered dietitian. I don't prescribe meal plans. I don't tell people what to eat. If people come to me and they ask me, what should I eat to be thin? That's not something I can answer, because being thin, number one, isn't always healthy, even though obesity is the number one killer in our country right now, and so many diseases are linked to obesity. The bottom line is it's a whole pie. I love Dr. Sears, Dr. Bill Sears. He's written over 40 books. He's a pediatrician out of Orange County, and I love him because his Master Coach program is based on the acronym LEAN, L-E-A-N. Lifestyle, the way we live, exercise, the way we move, attitude, the way we think, and nutrition, the way we eat. Because it's the whole pie. And some people choose to be vegan, some people choose to be vegetarian, some people choose to be pescatarian. There's keto out there, paleo. There's Mediterranean diet, which is really healthy. The bottom line is this. When the book The Blue Zones was written, which really caught my eye, it was a book, and this guy went out and he studied different cultures throughout the world, different regions, different peoples that have people that are 100 years old and more, 100 years old and older, living vibrant lives. So not just living, not like, you know, they say, oh, look at Miss Cora Mae Smith. She's living in Ohio, and it shows this lady that looks like she's a mummy that's been stuffed, and she's 103 years old. No, my grandmother was 103 years old when she died in Provincetown, or 104 years old, and she was running around giving people grief all day long. You know, she knew what she was doing. She grew her stuff, or she ate small meals. She stopped eating earlier in the day. She didn't overload herself. I've heard also some great advice too from naturopathic physicians and from, you know, different quotes. If you want to live a longer, healthier life, they say to walk twice as much, walk twice as far, eat half as much, go to bed early, and laugh. And that can be a huge crux too. So some people wonder why someone like, a famous person like Steve Jobs, let's just say, how could he die of cancer? He had everything at his fingertips. He had all kinds of health modalities. He could do whatever he wants. His job was stressful. Stress can kill you. It's not just eating bad. People walk around with masks on these days, and here's the situation. You've got people with masks on, and they want to try to stay healthy. They want to try to protect themselves from dying, but they're 300 pounds. They're sitting at the bus stop with a mask on when I drive by, eating a bag of McDonald's, and they're taking their mask off to eat that food. There are hundreds of chemicals in a McDonald's hamburger bun. But every time I drive by a McDonald's, there's a line wrapping around the building. There are things that are processed that don't have to be processed. If you buy Honey Nut Cheerios in our country, it's going to be GMO, it's going to be pesticide laden, it's going to be tons of chemicals, food dyes, General Mills products in general. But if you go to Germany, that same box of Honey Nut Cheerios is a non-GMO product. They won't even feed their kids. Most countries won't even feed their people the junk that we're eating. But anyway, so back to your question about health. So people come to me because they want to make changes in their diet. They want to learn how to exercise. They want to be happier. We gauge their stress level. So in the discovery session with me, I ask some important questions so that we can create a mini vision as to what they want, what they're willing to do to get it. As to what they want, what they're willing to do to get it. So let's just say, for example, somebody comes to me and they say, I haven't been feeling well. I want to lose some weight. We explore different things. So let me ask you, I'll ask them, if you could look into a crystal ball, or actually, I'm sorry, that's not true. If you could wave a magic wand and change your health, change, and have what you believe is optimum health for yourself, what would that look like to you? And I don't want a fast answer. I want you to think about it. Let's think about that together. So I want to be a size 6 jeans, and I want to be able to roll on the floor with my okay, no. So that's perfect. I want to be a size 6. Yeah, I want to lose weight. Okay, so why do you want to lose weight? More often than not, it's not so that they can be looked at as some beauty queen. Some of my clients that are my age want to just be able to play on the floor with their grandkids and be able to get up and not be miserable. They want to be able to run after their grandkids. They want to be able to be part of their older teens' lives. They want to be able to go to those football games and sit for 3 hours. They want to be able to sit there without their backs killing them. We explore different things that might be going on in their lives. Like, how much are they sleeping? The National Sleep Foundation says we're supposed to be sleeping between 7 and 9 hours every night. And most people tell me, I can't sleep. I wake up throughout the night, or I can't go to bed until 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night. So we explore ways to help them to get better rest. The power down hour, for example. Get off all of your screens at least an hour before bed. Stop eating 3 hours before you go to sleep so that your digestive system can work properly and most of your digestion happens actually when you're sleeping. So you don't want to overload it right before you go to bed. How much water are you drinking? That's another thing. People come to me for cleansing, and they come to me to help, for weight loss help and the colonics, the lymphatic. How much water are they drinking? They're not drinking enough water. Oh, I'm drinking some. Usually when I ask somebody how their hydration level is, they kind of get bashful with me and they kind of look away and they're like, well, I guess I could do better with water. Well, how much water, how much do you think you drink? Well, not enough. Well, how much do you think is not enough? How much? Well, I should be drinking a gallon, right? I said, no, there's a formula that we work on. There's a recommendation out there of how much water you're supposed to drink per pound of body weight. But how much do you think you're drinking? And then they'll show me a water bottle that's like 16 ounces. And they'll say maybe 1 or 2 of these a day. Well, how are you supposed to cleanse your body and detox and lose that weight? A famous diet doctor once said, you must drink to shrink. And that is true. So there's so many different reasons that people might be struggling with their weight, struggling with elimination, going to the restroom, struggling with a sluggish lymph system. There's just so many reasons for that.